Trying to navigate your teen years isn't always easy, especially in today's world of social media. Today's teens seem to face so many more challenges than they ever have before. My next guest has started a new business endeavor called Bold and Brave to help empower youth to find their voice, their value, and their self-respect, among other things, of course. Dana Holland, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Very excited to be here.
Awesome. So, Dana, I have to say, you are very brave to be starting up a business in this COVID environment when so many others are shutting their doors. You're taking on a whole new endeavor. So, congratulations, by the way. You really are bold and brave.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, Dana, tell me, what is Bold and Brave all about? How did you start it?
Well, Bold and Brave is basically a program that is meant to really help youth. Um, and I guess in turn, it's something that's for everyone. How I look at things is that if you are able to encourage the youth that are around us, there will be a ripple effect. So it'll affect their siblings, their family, their friends, and eventually the community. There's really no um, stopping these kids. They're going to continue to move forward. And so if we can provide things that builds their confidence, I really felt that was super important here at this time.
How did you get the idea for it? Are you thinking back to your own youth, perhaps?
Uh, there's a portion of that. I know that to me, there wasn't a lot of things that I could go to um, or that I was confident in looking into, I guess. I wanted to make Bold and Brave something that anyone um, felt they could go to, felt that they could reach out to, felt they could be part of that community. And it's very much an all inclusive program, community business. Um, I've been able to speak at a few different programs, which I loved, and I was grateful that they were here and that there's lots of different programs around the city. Um, and I really give accolades to all the people who have gone before me, who help youth. I think that that's an amazing thing and an amazing endeavor. And I just felt there was some things that were being missed, and that's kind of where Bold and Brave came in. I wanted to kind of hit the niches and the different kids that maybe other programs weren't hitting, or maybe they weren't as in the media as much. Maybe they aren't known, and I felt like we could work together within the community, and maybe I pass on people and let them know, hey, there's these other programs with the whole goal of working together to build kids.
So, how does the program work exactly?
So right now, being that, like you stated, it's during the COVID time, so a lot of people don't know who I am. They don't know why I'm here. They're just saying you're just a new person who wants to meet with my kids. So for me, during COVID, we wanted to start out with doing some workshops and putting out basically the information and what we're trying to teach. So um, there's programs out there that last for weeks at a time, which I think are excellent. Um, but for us, we're going to start out with workshops and really let what we're teaching come out through the youth to promote what we're trying to do.
Okay, so what made you start this now? Is this an idea you've had for a while?
Um, yeah, uh, I remember back in probably 2012, 2013, I had this thought. Um, but I think at that point, I could probably attest that I probably wasn't as bold or brave as I am now. And I felt, and I know that's totally a play on words and whatnot, but I really felt that at that point I wasn't prepared. Um, Maybe I didn't have the resources, maybe wasn't confident enough. There's a lot of different things going on during that time, but I recently had a few conversations with some people earlier this year, and a few of them were like, "Well, what's your plan?" And I was like, "I don't necessarily have one." They're like, "Well, why don't you make one?" And it was just something as simple as that from a few people who believed in me, who thought that there was a need, that made me literally sit down for about a month um, and get a ton of things together, reached out to a ton of people that I knew, and got the whole ball rolling with our name and with getting things out there and realizing there was so much I needed to do. So I just did it.
Good for you. Congratulations. So, why is it so important for you to mentor youth? What is your message to youth?
I think that's a very good question. I think I want youth to know and any teen to know that they're important beyond measure. Um, their lives matter, that they have so much potential, and their opportunities to do so much in this world is beyond what they can even imagine, and lots of times beyond what lots of the adults around them can imagine. Um, you look at lots of people who have done some major things in life, and I bet you there wasn't everyone saying, "Oh yeah, you're going to do that." They just did it, and I think that's one of the coolest pieces to this program that I want every teen that comes um, to know they're welcome, to know that they're able, to know that they can accomplish anything as long as they have grit and they pursue their dreams and they do the things they need to do, like get educated about things they're interested about. Okay, how do you do that? You go find somebody who knows about it, and give them these tools and these skills to help them realize that really anything's possible, regardless. I guess a huge part is regardless of your situation.
And what are the age group of the kids that we're talking?
Age groups for right now. So we're basically ranging between 11 and 14, or sorry, 11 and 18. Um, our workshops we're putting on right now are just for the young ladies. Right now, we're doing 11 to 14 for the workshop one, and workshop two is 15 to 18. And we plan to have some workshops for the young men starting in February of 2021.
Okay, yes, and I believe your husband Carl is kind of taking this on with you. And will he be more or less mentoring the young men while you mentor the young ladies?
We're going to kind of play it two ways. We have a bunch of different people that we're working with. I have a local counselor who's been working with me. I have another good friend from Tabor who basically is in basically design arts. She's been doing a ton with me, and I have a couple different like masters people who are working on their masters in psychology, and who are very much into outdoors, who our other presenters. We also are working with someone from the University of Lethbridge who's one of the hammer throwers. So we have lots of different people that we're reaching out to. We also have someone who's a self defense instructor. So our goal was to reach all different niches of all different people who have a bunch of different interests, because this isn't just a one size fits all.
Okay, so these would be like your keynote speakers and some other people that you're bringing in to help mentor the youth. So you were saying part of your business is the workshops that you're planning to provide. So tell us about these workshops. What can these kids expect?
A huge part of the workshops is basically to focus on the health and wellness of kids, teens, and all those around them. So, huge focus. We're going to be doing a lot of scenario type situations and things that they could encounter. We're going to have kind of planning and thoughts and just different interactive activities. We're also going to have a self defense, um, and just a lot of interaction. Obviously, COVID with all the COVID rules, but still to get these teens to know that there's other kids just like them, and that if they work together, they can accomplish so much.
And I think
So
that's
I
part
don't.
of, yeah, I think part of what youth are suffering from these days is isolation. I mean, now school is back in session, but I think that was a huge thing from March on through the summers. A lot of teens were really suffering with the isolation, and this is kind of a way to bring them together, right?
Yes, and that was a huge thing with the COVID thing. I've had people ask me why now, and for me, there's a lot of kids that need it. Um, so I'm taking a chance with doing this now, but I feel that it's super important, and all these kids, to me, all these teens are worth it. Um, there's a quote that I wanted to kind of just share with you that one of my friends brought up on my Instagram page, and I asked her. I said, "What's some times when you felt you were bold and brave?" She says, "When we lived in our house, a quote that we had on our wall was basically, um, sometimes sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of courage." Now I was like, this sounds familiar, and there's actually a movie, and it was I think we bought a zoo, and the whole idea with that is the actual quote is sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage. Um, just literally 20 seconds where it's just embarrassing bravery. And the promise is that no matter what, greatness will come with it. And so when I thought about that, I think with these youth, even if they try something and it doesn't go well for them, they know they did it. They know they tried something. They know that maybe that's not going to work for them. But in the back of their mind, they're always like, I tried that. Maybe I didn't like it. Maybe it wasn't for me, but I tried. I didn't let something stop me. I think a huge thing when I was a teenager, I let a lot of stuff stop me. Maybe I was intimidated. Maybe I was discouraged. Maybe I felt I wasn't good enough. And I think in those ways, I can relate to a lot of kids and a lot of teens and their families and just say, hey, why not try? You may not succeed, but then we can give you tools or help you build those tools that you need to succeed and to keep trying, because even Michael Jordan, he failed and he's a superstar. So I look at all the different people who they failed in life, and those failures sometimes were the best things for them because it helped them to continue to move forward.
I think you're just really talking about positive role models that these kids are needing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a huge piece.
Yeah. So you have a couple of workshops coming up soon in October, right? One's October 16th to 17th. That's for girls ages
Yeah.
11 to 14. And then you have another one, October 23rd to 24th, for the young ladies 15 to 18. So where can people go for more information about this?
Okay, perfect. So our website is boldandbrave.ca. So we played with the N, so just boldandbrave.ca. And then we also are on Instagram under bold_and brave, and then Facebook bold space and space brave. So there's lots of information on all those places. Yeah, our email, like our website, has the most information for everybody.
Right. And you have COVID protocols in place as well for these workshops, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we wanted to make sure that that everyone was safe, because our priority is the safety of everyone who attends as well as their families. Um, but we figure this is something that is worth coming out to, um, and in turn, these teens will, I think, get a lot out of it.
Yeah. So what can they expect? They show up at the workshops and it's like guest speakers. Are they put into different scenarios and stuff? How are they taught?
Yeah, yeah. So basically, they'll be introduced to us. We'll do an introduction with everybody there. We'll do some kind of icebreakers so that everyone can kind of just get used to being there, because that's going to be your group for the 2 days. We have a keynote speaker that night who will then go over part of her situation, or her discussion will be kind of health, mental health, and goals. Um, and then we'll kind of conclude for the night. The next day they'll come back. We'll start right into it with self-defense with one of our other guest, um, I guess, guest speakers. And then we'll do some lunch, scenario-based training afterwards with another keynote speaker and activity at the end. And so it's basically jam-packed, but good.
It does sound jam-packed. It actually sounds like a lot of fun and a great way to maybe connect with other youth and make some friends. You never know.
Yep, that's ultimately the hope. So eventually, we hope to do some different events around the city where we kind of host them with other businesses. We're hoping to do one in November where people can get out with their families and do different things. And we just really want it to become a community-based business that everyone within the family can feel like they can reach out and be part of.
Well, excellent. I wish you all the best, Dana, with this brand new endeavor.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Looks like we are closely running out of time, but Dana Holland, founder of Bold and Brave, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.